Now, 23 minutes past 8 o'clock. Now, if young Wayne Rooney decided to leave Everton, I think old Porky would need a psychotherapist. But come on, was it Wednesday? I think the Sun were asking people when news of David's departure broke, was it all too much? Now, I'm told they were inundated with calls. Do you reckon it was all young, lovely ladies who were calling up?
Well, it must have been, Al. It must have been, the Sun newspaper decided to set up a grief line. The grief line was set up. Mick Walsh, a psychotherapist, was taking those calls and calming people down, stopping them doing something that they'd regret or something to harm themselves. And I should imagine most of those were young ladies just shattered at the football icon leaving these shores.
Well, let's find out. Let's say to psychotherapist Mick Walsh. Good morning, Mike.
Hello, mate. All right.
Now, was it all young birds?
It wasn't, actually. It was mainly men, about 60-40.
Yeah?
Ratio, yeah.
Were all Manchester United fans?
No. I mean, actually, we had calls from Australia, from Japan, a lot of expats calling up. I think a lot were Manchester United supporters, to be honest. But no, right across the board, even City supporters.
Let me ask you something, Mick. It is said that at one stage David Beckham said, "Oh, no, I'm quite chuffed about being a gay icon." Did you get a lot of gay men ringing up and saying we're going to miss him?
We really did. I mean, I was unaware that he was a gay icon, but I'm aware now.
Right.
Yeah, coming out is a really brave thing for people to do and very difficult. And a lot of people, he was the one that made them realise that they were gay, and they're just devastated, absolutely devastated.
In what way, Mick? How can he make people realise that they're gay? Just by his outrageous dress sense, and he'd do what he likes?
I think this is it. I mean, he is very trendy and flamboyant. He's very flamboyant, but still very quite masculine. He is a male model as well as being a role model. And I think I'm not attracted to men myself, so I can't really say what they saw in him, but I think it's a mixture of him just being a very good-looking bloke, which he is, and being in the public eye all the time,
Yeah. Tell me this, Mick. Was there anybody who you seriously thought, gosh, this person's capable of hurting themselves or self-inflicting harm on themselves if I don't calm them down?
Oh, absolutely.
Really? Anybody threatened to throw themselves off a bridge or anything like that?
Well, it didn't actually get that bad, but we did have one guy who had a tattoo on his arms and said he was actually physically going to cut the tattoo off. He was more disgusted than anything else.
Yeah?
Yeah, really disgusted with Fergie, and he was actually going to cut his tattoos off physically, and we really had to calm him down, and we had to actually intervene on that one. And
what, you believe the knife was poised in his hand to start slashing his arm?
There's all, when people start saying that, you have to take it seriously.
Well, indeed.
Yeah.
Indeed. Cool.
Were you surprised, Mick, at the amount of calls and emails that you received?
There were thousands and thousands and thousands. It didn't stop. We weren't supposed to kick off. The line wasn't supposed to open till 9. I got there at 8 o'clock to set up, and literally as soon as I put my bum on the seat, that was it. Call after call after call. It was... We couldn't cope, actually.
Relentless, would you say, Mick?
Absolutely, utterly relentless.
Okay, now, as a psychotherapist, what does this say to you about the David Beckham phenomenon? Most people think it's a passing fad. He's a young footballer, he's caught the attention of the nation for a few months, and then it'll all go away. What do you think?
No, I don't think it will. There are a lot of similarities made between him and Diana, Lady Diana.
Yeah?
And you can see them, really, because she was very much a family woman. Her family came first. She seemed to have, no matter what you thought about her, no matter what your politics were about Lady Diana, she was a decent person. She seemed like a decent person. All right, she was mixed up. But David Beckham's appeal seems to be very similar, that as well as him being a role model, he fulfills a lot of different roles for different people.
Yeah.
Young kids see him as an older brother. Women find him attractive. Blokes in a pub, like the way he plays football. He fulfills a lot of different roles for a lot of people. And it is like, for example, if you've had a relative move to Australia, you know that they're still going to exist. You know they're going to be alive, but things are never going to be that close again.
Sure.
I think it's because exactly what you said, because of that saturation.
Yeah.
It's always on TV, it's always in the papers, it's always in the radio. And people are worried that they're not... one of the main things that people were really worried about was the fact that he wasn't going to play for England again. And we really had to console people that wasn't the case,
Okay, Mick, thanks very much for that. Mick Walsh, a psychotherapist, who was on one of the Sun's David Beckham grief counsellors, who called on Wednesday. Quite incredible. More blokes than girlies.
Yeah, absolutely amazing.